will we'll just open up to Q&A at the end, as I always do. So, as always, welcome to the Truth Tribe, everyone. And I'm Dawn Thompson. Thank you for being here so much. For Happy New Year. It's a wonderful, wonderful time to be alive. You are all perfect. Remember this, you are all perfect exactly where you are right now in this now moment. And there is nothing wrong with you. And I love you all still a ton. I love you very much. And the topic tonight is the one thing that's making everyone sick isn't what you think. And I'm going to get there in a minute. But as you all can hear, I am just coming off of this fabulous little ditty I went through. You can hear I got a bit of this bugger, and it's had a nasty way with me, I'm not going to lie. And with that experience, I wanted to share a little bit about my thoughts on getting sick and this time of year, okay? Because it goes in alignment with everything we've been discussing through the matrix, through energy, through consciousness, and through awakening, okay? And I'm coming constantly in connection with all this. We are so unfamiliar to feeling peace and joy. And it's fabulous because I keep experiencing this with everybody. I'm like, wow, they really are afraid to be happy or enjoy or peaceful or just zen, right? We are wired to a trauma response, to constantly create trauma responses. When peace or joy appear, it's like you literally self-sabotage unconsciously, maybe, but it happens. It's like you subset, like, oh, no, that feels too good, right? So then you self-sabotage yourself. And I had a very challenging 2023, but such a successful year last year, right? Even though it was like this whole 20 to 22 or 2020, 21 to 23 were such tough years, right? And what's fascinating, when I ended off of the end of the year, right? It should have been me celebrating all these wins and my successes and all my beautiful achievements. Here, look. Hey guys, Mastering Badassery. It's alive. Go get yours on Amazon. It's on Amazon.com, or you can go on my website and find it. But point being, I did so many cool things in the year, okay? But instead, Dawn's bad habits, and I know better, but this is what we're all doing. Instead, my bad habits pushed me into environments that I knew would cause me emotional overwhelm. And bingo, guess what happened? It shut my body down. And now I know the reason it happened. And so I wanted to share why I would ask to be like, why would I just stupidly go, I think I'm gonna go be sick, right? Because we're asking to be sick by doing this stuff, and no one wants to hear it because we're like, no, that's not what it is. So are you. We're all doing this to ourselves, and we don't even know we're doing it. We're in a state of awakening, and awakening means putting your head up and knowing the truth. So da 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 da, the Truth Tribe, da 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 da, Truth Talks. So we're in this state of awakening, and we're awakening to the truth and demanding that joy, the joy that we all deserve, but it contradicts our entire nervous system. Joy does. Okay. So I giggle, like I totally giggled when I met with my own healer. Okay. So I had a healing session after all my come down from the year, right? And who said, okay, this energy detox we're going through, you're carrying quite a bit done. I'm like, yeah, shocker, right? And we were discussing, she's like, it might hit you hard, but by removing a lot of these emotions, don't get too, uptight about it. I'm like, and just kind of sync with it. But I was like, yeah, no big deal. I'm good with that. Remove them, right? Let's heal that. And, all these emotions that don't sync with joy that you've been working on. You've been really working on these emotions to get rid of them. And believe me, I have been working hard on me, right? So that's what I'm saying, to create things that bring me joy, things that bring me joy, or to help all of you see truth and badassery with truth and bring out your beautiful, amazing souls. Okay, that's what brings me joy. And so what's fascinating is I've been working on me and all the things that don't align with that. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll just get slowed down or something like, dominoes. It'll just be like that. It'll just take a little time. And then, it all hit me like dominoes. Like it was literally the one domino hit and that was it. Then the first emotional family eruption occurred. Then it moved into mental anxiety due to I was on this rest period that I put myself on that didn't match my normal work my brains out pace. So you know how that felt when you're work, and then you have to sit down and do nothing, right? You're like, what do I do with myself? I know better, but I was still feeling the anxiety in my nervous system. I was a little lost. Then it shifted into a physical explosion that delivered a fever for 2 days straight, like a major fever. Right, and it literally it was burning all of my unwanted body, mind, and spirit density that I refused to carry into 2024. And I saw it as that. And I want you all to see all this stuff as that. Okay, so as painful as it was, I sat there and I was grateful for it. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty bad. Um, but it's the cleanest release of your unwanted trauma and dead weight, right? When you go through pain and you can do it with gratitude, go ahead, take it, right? To appreciate the pain is healing your request for a better life. That's what was happening. My pain was healing the request for a better life. And that's pretty remarkable when you think about it, right? Because if you can't sit in that state, you're going to be in resistance. And what we resist persists, which is why people get colds and stuff like that for like weeks or months, right? They never get rid of it because they're resisting it. So the one thing that kind of makes me laugh all the time, the one thing that's making everyone sick isn't what you think. And it's going to surprise you. Whether you're getting a cold, right? Or you're straining your back. I know someone who did that. Or you're having pains in your joints and your muscles. I know several who had that. Whether you're having emotional pain from stimulating lovely arguments or conversations from the daggers that were thrown at you during your holidays, I'm sure, because many had that. Or you're feeling chronic pain that you've had for your whole life maybe, and now all of a sudden it got louder. Think of all the things, okay? But the one culprit that we keep wanting to blame is this little crown virus. I call it crown. Corona is the word for crown, okay? We're gonna call it crown. Remember, we all still have to talk in freaking code, which is still ridiculous, but I don't have a problem with it. You all know what I mean. So most people want to blame the crown virus. I'll call it the crown bug, okay? You can go research this yourself, but the crown bug has been around in the books since the beginning of the Physician's Journal when it was printed in 1900. I think I'm even off on my date. I think it was even like 1887 or something like that, okay? So the crown virus is in there, a version of it, right? And so we keep going, you're being told that it's a new one, or it's not this one, or my answer is it's not new, right? Or it's not even real. It's created to keep you in this unconsciousness of your body. So you're not focused in here, you're focused out there. And when you're unconscious of your body, you trust others to give you limits and blocks, which is what we've been having for quite some time, years, but the last couple of months were the culmination. So they keep trying to rename it something different, and then that doesn't change, and then you do something different. No, then now it's something else. Really, right? Most ailments, guys, on the human body are not really what you've been taught in any book, okay? And that's definitely not the crown bug, this crown bug that they keep talking about, okay? Causing us to get sick right now, okay? Someone asked, do you think you got the C? And I was dying. I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure it's not, but I do know what it is for sure, okay? And the truth about illness in any organic body, and you are an organic body, your animals are organic bodies, your plants are organic bodies. We are organic. They know how to live without any external help. okay? So the truth about illness in any organic body, we'll just use our bodies for now, is always toxins and inflammation. Inflammation caused by things that don't belong in our organic bodies, causing it to react. Now, you've been told there's this thing flying around in the sky, which has never been proven. I'll get there in a minute, but it's never been found, right? And so our bodies react. And what our bodies react to are external toxins in the environment. Now, yes, there's stuff in the air, there's stuff in your water, there's stuff in your food, which you have control over to monitor and detox those, okay? But the most likely culprit is drinking alcohol and eating sugar. Both cause the body to be hyperinflamed, and they highlighted the last 2 months. Have they not? Okay, so alcohol and sugar are literally the base of the American diet. I mean, everything you do revolves around alcohol and sugar, okay? So that's number one. Why would we be inflamed from those two things? Shocker, right? Then number two, emotions. Think of the last time all of you on this call were angry, and I mean, could have been like an hour ago, right? Okay, you were angry or sad or resentful or full, like high octane pissed off, right? I want you to think about that. You just left the last 2 months full of emotions, right? That became hyperinflamed from some social engagements and environments and settings that possibly have not gone the way you hoped they would, because people are becoming awakened and they're scared to admit the truth. And those who know the truth are like, I just don't want to talk about it anymore, because it's like, I just want to go live my best life. And we're having this pull away. They'll show up, I promise. But emotions, so inflamed emotions. Then the universal shift of energy, okay? There was a full moon in the sign of Cancer on the day after Christmas, so 2 weeks ago. We're going to talk about the new moon in a few minutes on the planetary update. Excuse me for a minute. You guys like my cup? This is a straight up fact. I am literally, I don't even know how I survived it, but this is probably why I'm still so powerful because of that. Anyway, there's my joke of the night. Okay, so the universal energy shift that happened in the last 2 weeks, which was through this month, okay, there was a full moon in the sign of Cancer, and Cancers rule closure, okay? And so it happened the day after Christmas, which rules mother. Cancer rules security. It rules nurturing. And so I'm seeing a lot of mother wounds coming up in people. And most people I have talked with and clients, they aren't even aware of it. And now this is, okay, all of you have to hear me, because everybody brings this up to me like, yes, it's their fault. I want you to know this is not to blame your mother. Heck no. Leave your mother out of it. Okay, I'm talking about the energy of the wound. Your mother didn't know any better. She did the best she could with what she had. There are some very, very terrible mothers out there. Okay, very terrible mothers that we've seen, horrific mothers on the planet. But most mothers just didn't know any freaking better. Okay, so what's happening with that full moon is the mother wound is coming up. Okay, the mother wound is coming up for all of us to go, she just didn't know any better, and that's what I thought I had to learn or do. You don't have to anymore, okay? So she did her best, but you did learn some bad habits from your mother, and those habits are coming up. And they're appearing for you to decide to shift your reality and up your game. And it also represents home, security, nurturing, self-care, and protection. So if you suck at self-care physically, mentally, or emotionally, or spiritually, right? Especially if you have rigid religious beliefs, those are coming up as well, okay? You are feeling inflammation, and it will be getting your attention, not through your beliefs, but through your body. So by pain or by anger, okay? So let's discuss the root. now of truly why people really get sick or injured, because it's not because of the crown bug, as we're going to call it, because we can't call it the real thing. Okay. That's never been proven to exist, by the way. All of you can go look it up and go research it that if you want, because this isn't a call on the fact that it's never been actually proven. You all have a lot of fake news out there telling you, and scientists, but it's actually, go research. You can go look that up, okay? What we really want to understand the root of why we all get sick, which is inflammation, right? What did happen throughout the last several months is you got stressed. You got stressed out to the max on your time and your attention. You took in toxins that caused your body to become inflamed, sugar and or alcohol and or both, which lowered your immune system. You may have experienced emotions that caused your body to hold anger and resentment, or just be reminded of it maybe from your mother or your childhood because you hadn't processed those emotions. You experienced the download of a full moon in Cancer saying it's time to release these emotions and move to your higher frequency of self, of yourself. So stop letting people tell you that, oh, there's a new strain, a new crown bug out there, a new corona crown out there. It's total bullshit. This is a learning lesson as you went through the last few years of also a whole bunch of BS protocols that didn't freaking work. And you all are waking up going, holy shit, none of it worked. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Only to watch people get sick again, and some very severely, because they followed things that didn't fit them. Even when they followed these so-called protocols of modern medicine, of the physician's journal, okay? Not once has anyone been ever asking any of you to attend to your inflammation. So this is a big deal to me because I deal with this in people's belief systems and minds all day long. And I bet if I asked any of you on this call right now, you all know where your inflammation is sitting right now, right? Yep. And people are responding, yep, I know where it is. And my point though is that I can personally share with you, I as well know exactly why I got sick, because I had not been dealing with my physical exhaustion. So I was already inflamed from that. I was run down. I totally overate my favorite thing, sugar, specifically, right? Because I don't drink a lot, so I can't really credit the drinking. I wish I could have, but I don't drink really hardly at all. So, but the sugar, I just completely let myself go, and I enjoyed it because I thought, well, it's my celebration from a hard year, right? And so I'm probably to the point where I enjoyed it too much. I had a lot of emotional overwhelm and some family flare-ups that didn't feel good. And at the end of the day, my body just finally at the point, this has gone on too long. And it's too much to carry, and said, we're done. Okay. And it took me 2 days of a fever to burn all that dense energy that I wanted to release. By the way, I created this shift for myself, just not the way I wanted to create it, but I created it in my DNA chart, which I've been posting to all of you about the Truth Warrior series training. Starts on Thursday, by the way. You can only get in with me privately now because the registration went off. So if you want in, it's the webinar series. If not, the live date, the full 1-day live retreat is in Scottsdale on March 23rd. I'll talk about it later. Yeah, somebody said, screw you is what your body said. Yeah, honestly, that's probably exactly what my body said. So, but it caused me to purge all this old crap, because what I did with my own DNA chart, that we call it in this course, is I started raising my frequency, not just on my body, but my emotions and by who I am and who I want to be. And I created an entirely new person, which is the real me. Not the me holding back, not the me telling you, oh, it's all rainbows and sunshine, because it's not fucking rainbows and sunshine. There's a lot of bullshit out there you've been told and you've been lied to, period. And everybody's like, no, yes, you all know it now. I don't have to sell you this shit anymore. That I tried to tell you 3 years ago, and everybody's like, that can't be. Do y'all believe me now? Here we go. So get ready. This roller coaster ride we're on is all about you taking control of you. So on my own personal DNA chart, to raise my frequency, I raised it in these specific areas, specifically my body. And said, okay, dum-dum, you've been setting yourself up for this to go to a better place, but we kind of need to burn up the dark places holding you back and shackling you to not move. And guess what? My body started burning up. So it's almost as if energetically I caused it on my own. I just didn't have to like it. And so this is why when someone was like, holy cow, right? Did you appreciate it? I did. I'm not gonna lie, there were times when I was like, because I fight taking medicine. I had to actually take some medicine at some point because I was in so much pain. But as much as you want to believe, so many people want to believe it's cold and flu season. It's actually not. It's actually not cold and flu season. It's actually programmed energy keeping you emotionally and mentally in your brain since you've been born. And that programming is in your brain, like, oh my God, here it comes. It's going to be cold and flu season. And you prep yourself. Then you prep yourself like, oh, I'm going to go and let everything go. You're going to run yourself down. We're all in this 3-month cycle of sickness for you to get stressed out, exhausted, overrun by this time of year. It's inevitable that your body will just run down and become inflamed. So it's one word. Everyone wants to go, oh my God, all the illness, you could heal every illness on the planet by looking at the root of the inflammation or what's in the body. The body will attack it and create a barrier protection around it, which is what happens when you get sick like a cold or the flu or some version of it. You have taken in so much toxicity into your body, the body attacks and it swells and it's inflamed. Okay. So you may have thought maybe, throughout this timeline, throughout the holidays, like, God, I'm tired. Maybe I should rest. Maybe I should take a break. But instead, most of you people put on a hurry up. The year's over. Let's hurry up and plan. Let's try to do something new, right? And change your life cycle because the old life sucked and we didn't like that anymore. So we're going to start the same bullshit cycle again now in 2024. Just an FYI, astrologically, April is technically the new year, not January. So you guys have a couple months to pull it together. Just so you know. We don't look at it. I don't look at it the same way. I don't look at January that way. So FYI, that's what's happening. So inflammation is why people get sick. I don't care what you've taken, okay? I don't care what you've ingested. I don't care what you emotionally went through. I don't care what belief system you were taught to believe. I don't care what poison you were fed. I don't care what you've touched, who you've been around, if you've been out licking the handrails of escalators. I don't care. Nothing can penetrate you unless you are inflamed. Your cells are little ecosystems like cities, okay? And they are trained to attack anything that doesn't belong in the ecosystem. But if they are wilted and inflamed, they have less strength to attack, okay? So I want you all to look at your current inflammation, body, mind, or spirit. Write it down somewhere if you can, so you don't forget. All right. And after this call, I want you to sit alone and ask yourself, why is this pain present? And where is it in my body? And what am I trying to release right now that my body is trying to get my attention? And if I just appreciate this pain, sickness, illness for its lesson of empowerment, I won't have to fight it. And it will absolutely drop me and I'll feel better fast. Does that make sense? Okay. So fevers, by the way, people are always trying, oh my God, you have a fever. It's the best thing that can happen to you. It's burning the dense energy in your cells to clear it. It's clearing your emotional sickness. Okay. Deal with your emotions immediately and you won't have a lot of this physical stuff. It doesn't turn into physical. But that's the problem, because we're a society that's numb to the hilt, numb to the gills with some sort of pharma, some sort of big, some pill that's going to take away how we feel, and it's silly. So thoughts are also energy, my friends, and they can make you sick and they can make you well. Because I can call out all those people who don't get sick at this time of year. And you'll see one thing that is exactly the same in all of them. They are not inflamed. They're at peace. They're happy. They're joyful. Things are all at peace for them. So inflammation, watch. I'm asking you to do your own little internal poll, okay? So then let's add the moon's energy and the planets in the forward motion finally, okay? So I'm preparing you for a future that is here to stay. Okay. I'm telling you, I told you 3 years ago this shit was going to go down. No one was like, really? I honestly could not have told you it would have gotten like this. Like, I actually love it. I like to think everything that's happening right now is the coolest thing ever, because nothing you're watching, as I've told you guys a million times, is new. This stuff's been going on since the beginning of time. You're just able to see it and talk about it and share it fast on your little supercomputer in your hand, okay? So everything you've been taught, and I need you to hear me, everything you've been taught about health and your body are designed to keep you inflamed. So leaning to be at peace will trip up your physical symptoms, your physical system, because your nervous system is not wired for this. It can be, right? So it's going to try and set you up for self-sabotage. You will need a mantra, right? I will only accept peace and joy. Even if my nervous system isn't ready, I will be, and I choose peace and joy, okay? This is another one. Remember, I'm going to talk about your planetary update in a minute. This is lemon balm tea and rosemary. Rosemary is super healing when you're not well. Just an FYI. I eat it, I drink it, I put it in all my natural remedies. Okay, so as we walk into the Capricorn new moon, I'm going to talk about the full Capricorn in a minute. We're leaving Cancer, which is about self-worth, self-nurturing, our mothering, our ability to feel loved and nurture ourselves and give ourselves security, okay? We're walking into a Capricorn new moon in a few days, okay? You have to make your life a non-negotiable from this point forward, okay? Just listen to me out loud. Like, close your eyes real quick. I just want you to hear this in your head. This is you, and I want you to hear it for yourself. I am walking into the most abundant, balanced, wealthy, healthy, successful life I can live. I naturally attract blessings and joy, and I give myself permission to be at peace with all my life, body, mind, and spirit, even if it's the complete opposite of the life I grew up learning. I choose the life I deserve. Okay, you can open your eyes. I need you to hear this, my friends. I need you to hear this. You guys want me to say it again? Let me see. I'll copy some of this and I'll post it in a tile in my social media so you guys can get it later. I'm walking into the most abundant. I want you to take it in. You don't even, once you hear it, you don't need to do it again. Just hear it from me. This is you. Own it. Repeat it in your mind as I say it. I am walking into the most abundant, balanced, wealthy, healthy, successful life I can live. I naturally attract blessings and joy, and I give myself permission to be at peace with all of my life, body, mind, and spirit, even if it's the complete opposite of the life I grew up learning. I choose the life I deserve. Okay? All right. So FYI, if any of you aren't feeling well, I have a full protocol that I use to naturally kill any illness or pain. I don't care if it's even just inflammation, arthritis, for goodness sake, in 3 days. But I was also at lick the curb status. There's a chapter in here. It's called my new book. It's called Licking the Curb for Love. So we talk about how you have to do everything possible to create the love you want, right? Well, I'm not gonna lie, I did everything possible with this lick the curb status, which meant I was willing to lick the curb if that's what it took. So I was at lick the curb status. And so I'm still on part of my protocol for my organic antibiotic, my Ivor. I'm not going to say it out loud, but you know, the med that you weren't allowed to take all year because it was so bad for you, but now they're promoting it everywhere because they know it's really actually good for you and it actually fixes it. Okay, so that, yes, I have a whole bunch of that. So if you need help getting that, I have a castor oil pack on my abdomen, on my liver to clear out the toxins. Flu bomb combo, onions. My daughters were laughing at me. You can put onions on your feet and they will literally draw out all of your internal organs out of your feet. Cayenne pepper, so many medicinal herbs, my friends. So if any of you are feeling off, and the reason I say it and why I share the whole lick the curb status for you, with you, is because you can't just do one because you're so programmed. Oh yeah, no, I'm not going to share that one. That'll probably throw you guys off. I also used, you can get it over the counter. It's for horse paste. It's medicine. Medicine is medicine. We all think that it's for animals or humans. You're organic. Anyone can take it. I use that too. I don't use it the same way everybody else does, but FYI, no one will tell me no the rest of my life, right? The way people treated others throughout this entire last 3 years, it was quite the wake-up call, okay? And so there's nothing I won't get to figure out how to make myself better. And so thus, this is why I'm sharing with you. It's not about what I did, it's more about how much I did, okay? And so anyway, shoot me a message in one of my social medias, wherever you follow me on, and I can DM you a protocol if you're not feeling well. Okay, so I'm happy to share all that with you, but there is a lot that I did, and my point being is that most people would have done one and said, see, it doesn't work. And my answer is, then you don't want to get better. And my answer was, oh, I ain't doing this no more because it was not good. Okay, so excuse me for a minute. Okay, let's see. All right, planetary update. Let's talk about 2 days from now. So today is the 8th. It is 2 days from now, January 11th. If you know your astrology birth chart, y'all know you can go on my website, ideserveitnow.com, and you can go to tools. There's a free birth chart there. You can print your birth chart if you don't know where Capricorn is on your chart. You'll know what house it's in. Again, this is what the course is in March as well as on Thursday starting. Okay. January 11th, in 2 days, we're having a new moon in Capricorn, a new beginning. New moons are always about new beginnings, and it's an earth sign, so it's grounded and it's secure and it's stable. Okay, so it's a time that you can focus. We can all focus on constructive traits that are the sign of the goat. Capricorn's the mountain goat, so it wants to climb, it wants to become, it wants to achieve. Okay, very tenacious, it's very resourceful, it's very disciplined and wise and ambitious and constant. Okay, so I want you to consider how to positively incorporate these traits into your life. Okay, now we can focus on the practical and attainable long-term goals. Sure, I want you to, but I want you to work on more so because of that Cancer moon of just maturity and common sense to prepare for the future and make a commitment to yourself. What do I need to grow up? What area do I have a little mother wound and I act kind of immature about it? And if I took back my power, I could be such a badass. That's what Capricorn wants you to do. Okay. It wants you to recognize your responsibilities and nurture your dreams in some realistic manner, like just putting down the steps. Okay. So Cancer is about responsibility, and it's calling on you to own the emotions that are erupted from that Cancer full moon of security and emotion and safety and nurturing. And as potent as Capricorn can be, it's wanting you and encouraging you to create like a serious order in your life, like structure, a plan. Okay. So it's time to make solid plans and get like set the stage for reaping the rewards for a new beginning, as little or big as it may be for you, whatever that is. Okay. And one of Capricorn's lessons is accepting the concept of reasonable boundaries, right? And rules that actually offer us freedom, like freedom from worry and freedom from the stupid chaos out there, for example, right? Like setting goals for yourself that allows you to focus on what really matters and not out there all the bullshit. And my point to all of you on all the bullshit is that this is only for Capricorns. No, this is for everyone. This is a new moon in the sign of Capricorn. So this is affecting every human on the planet. And this is why I share this, because new moons create new beginnings. Now, the good news is that if you kind of take some lessons, like for me, I've been laying out a lot of planning and structure for 2024 for these live retreats and live events and seminars and a whole bunch of cool stuff, right? But they're long term, right? Like they're for the whole year. So, you know, the first live event's not till March, but we have to prep tomorrow for it, because just so you know, the doors opened, right? And now anyone can go sign up for that course. And so I had to prepare for it. That's what this is saying is, are you going to take a trip? Is there something important for you? Is your health needing you to make it less inflamed? Okay. It's also in a peaceful connection where this new moon is with Uranus, and Uranus is going to push you to use your strong intuition and feeling progress, as well as healthy relationships and growth of change. So if your relationships need to grow, this is it. You need to make a plan on how you're going to grow that relationship, and you cannot negotiate. And I'm telling you now, okay? So this phase of the new moon, remember, if you don't know your chart, your own personal chart, you can go download a free birth chart on my website, IDeserveItNow.com. If not, you don't need to know it. It's just going to affect people born in the cardinal signs a little bit more than the rest of the signs, which is Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Just a little bit more significantly. You're just going to feel it more, like it's pushing you out the door a little bit more. So my suggestion is to make a plan on how to live your joyful life and move away from all the inflammation, visually, emotionally, physically, energetically. Where is the inflammation? On your screen, right? Because as you know, and I've shared with this 100 times to all of you, the planets in the universe aren't doing anything to you. They are simply sending waves of energy like a language to you to use as a guide, right? To choose how you want to live, right? So I know people who have zero interest in changing anything, and they choose to live out their days miserable. That's okay. It's always a choice, and it's always yours. And no age, no illness can contend with shifting your frequency to light. Period. You got that? No age, no illness can contend with you shifting your frequency to a different personality and shifting into a lighter version of you. Everybody tap into your chest right here. Thymus. This is your healing center. I've been tapping it quite a bit. Your nervous system, your immune center sits here. I am courage. Repeat after me. I am courage. I am love. I am truth. I am courage. I am love. I am truth. I know love. I know courage. I know truth. Okay. I'm going to open up to Q&A. If anyone here in the call and the Zoom wants to share where you're feeling inflamed, and what plan you can set now. Any of you who are feeling inflamed, I want to hear from you. Let's see. Feeling inflamed in my lower back. So lower back rules are security, foundation, emotions, and financial. So our worth. And so let's simplify that down. If you're feeling inflamed in your security, it really has nothing to do with the people outside of you making you feel unsecure. It really has more to do with us choosing what security looks like and staying there. Does that make sense? So most of us want the external world to be the reason why our lives aren't healed or better or bigger. And the answer is it's the personality you have to be, the person you have to stand in, the energy you have to actually fixate on in order to carry out a life that's not inflamed, which is not easy. Because again, since the beginning of time, we've been inflamed in some way or another. Okay, this question's coming in. It says, how come there are so many diseases and they never get healed? Okay, that's really good. Because if you are kept in a cycle of fear, unknown, confusion, and kept away from the simple fact, y'all ready for this? You're kept away from the simple fact that God made you with DNA that not only holds sick codes, but healing codes. And if you knew you had healing codes, right, that would change the game. So it's up to you to find your healing codes and activate your healing codes. That's the Truth Warrior series I'm talking about. I have seen shit you cannot comprehend heal spontaneously. And this has to do with choosing to step into the person who doesn't have that illness or pain, or go back to the person who you know that does have that illness or pain. We are all energy, my friends. You're all energetic frequency. You feel like you have a body, but you don't. Because even your cells in your skin and your body are energy. Okay? We're all energy choosing to live in the personality frequency that we are conscious of in this moment. So it's time to make your best, healed, healthy self become your only option for this life. Let's see. Oh, someone says I was widowed for 4 years ago and I lost my mojo. How do I get it back? This is another inflammation. This causes us so much inflammation that it hurts, and so we shut down and we forget who we are. So part of it, when we lose people, we forget that we can go talk to them. So I would give you some advice of saying, go learn how to talk to spirit, because spirit will talk to you. And it doesn't mean you have to disconnect from them. It's a huge awakening when we learn how to talk to the other side and we realize they're not gone. And then they actually are fun and they talk to you all the time. That would be my first advice. Number two, you have to figure out who you are without that union. Because you were that person before you were in that union, and you're still that person. You just have to remind yourself who the personality is without that union. It doesn't take the energy of the person away. They're just on a different plane they're just on an astral plane that you can't see, but you can feel. Okay. So go learn how to talk to spirit and learn who you are. Decide who your personality is, who you want to be, and who you used to be before this happened. Because she's not gone. Okay. Yes. They will still connect even if they've been gone 24 years. So guys, I'm not going to get into the quantum field. So a lot of people are looking at death. So there's a lot of death. So let's talk about it. Death is not linear. Okay. Time is linear so you can see things with these eyes. But if I took your eyes away, time is not linear. Okay. So in the quantum field, everything is still connected. It's like a grid of boxes of boxes of boxes upon boxes that go on infinitely. Okay. So this grid of boxes will always be there. And at one of those intersections, your spouse is there. So it doesn't mean they're gone. There's souls there that energetically connected to you. They're just on the physical plane with you, but you can still connect to that grid. You're thinking of them in a physicality instead of an energetic form. Okay. So that's the big thing is I want you all to understand is learn how to talk to spirit. Learn how to talk to your spirit guides. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try and record those of you who go sign up for my Warrior Pass membership. That's where you get all of my meditations, and I'll try and post it in social media or somewhere on one of my walls in the Truth Tribe wall. So if you're signed up for Truth Tribe, it's free, and the Warrior Pass gets the advanced stuff. I'll put on a meditation where you can sit and go and meet your guides and actually have friendship with them, and then have them connect you to your loved ones. Your loved ones are not God, my friends. Okay, they're not gone. They're just energetically in a different time and space, on a different frequency than you are. Okay, that's lighter. Okay, any other questions? That's it. No more inflammation. You guys are like literally stellar, huh? Improve. Okay, well, everyone I've been talking to is either sick or angry or frustrated or in pain. So I can tell you a lot of you are, and nor do you have to share. It's going to be emotional pain. It can be relationship pain. It can be lots of things. It doesn't have to be like some grand thing. You don't even have to get sick, right? There's no right. I don't really consider myself sick. I consider myself transitioning to my new me. So, does that help you guys understand that when you're getting sick, I want you to create a new paradigm? My rib cage hurts. Okay, I want you to hear that this is the second person that has rib cage problems. Okay, is the other person on this call? Did you get any information about the energy of the ribs? I'm pretty sure ribs represent what do I call it? Containment, right? Oh, it represents family. Oh, shocker. The rib cage represents family, and your ribs represent energetics. Remember, everything represents energy. And it's okay. This is perfect. They represent family. So let's even take it further. Your lungs and the breast of male or female, chest, represents emotions of mother, the mother wound. So if ribs are hurting, we need to look at how we feel about that mother energy and family from childhood. This doesn't necessarily mean family in your space, but how you felt and how you heal that mother wound. I'm going to have you all go research the mother wound. And if not, maybe I'll talk about it next call. And we'll talk about it then. If you guys are interested, it's a pretty fascinating topic. We all have mother and father wounds. I just don't like to harp on them because I don't want to blame your parents, right? I don't think blaming our parents is productive. I think you chose those parents to learn a content of information, this content from them, okay? Container of information. And the container of information from your parents helps you see how to evolve into the next evolution of life. And if you didn't learn what you learned, you wouldn't evolve. Okay, so you pick those parents, but when we look at ribs and all the inflammation there, I want you to ask yourself, can I let go of whatever is in my family emotionally that's making me inflamed? Okay, so I'm going to leave you with whatever's inflamed on your body, mind, and spirit. Go research it, go deep dive into it, try to understand it, and figure out what it is that you could grow from and learn from so that it'll let you go. You don't have to fight it anymore. Cool? All right, so as I brought up before, our Truth Warrior series, the webinar starts on Thursday. If you want to get into that, I'll let you in, but you're going to have to find me privately because there's no more registration window for it. It's going to be only online, so you can show up for that webinar and participate and get the information before everybody gets it in March. March 23rd, Scottsdale is our full 1-day live event of the Truth Warrior series. It's a 12 series topics of your realities. All 12 realities of who you are will be enhanced, upgraded, raise your frequency so that you stand in full power. Okay. Oh, someone else had shingles. There's another inflammation. Crazy. What about inflamed skin? Inflamed skin means you're not comfortable in your skin. Yeah, you're just not comfortable showing up where you're showing up. So inflamed skin actually gives people away. Like, I'm not comfortable in my skin. So that's kind of one that's like, hide it, right? If you don't want people to know, you're out. So anyway, back to the Truth Warrior series. 1-day retreat. We're working on Denver. I'm having a hard time with the location. Anybody in Denver who I'm trying to look for something a little bit closer to the airport. That one looks like June. We look like Florida's coming up on that location. We've got several locations coming up, so they won't be launched until after March. So we'll all just let those dangle out there for you, so you know we're coming to your part of the town someday soon. You clearly see I'm starting to like decompress from the day. I love you all. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Let's see. If you all want to throw me some questions, content, there's things you want answered or questions on that I'm just not picking up besides what I see every day, feel free to just message me in one of the direct messages in social media, anywhere else, or on your direct messenger in your Truth Tribe dashboard, and I'll fill them in. I'll bring it up. I'm going to start talking about all this stuff there because it's stupid that we're even believing half of the external world anymore. Okay. So anyway, I love you all. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Brightest blessings, and I will see you on Monday. Happy new moon. It is in 2 days. So enjoy it on Wednesday. It's a wonderful new moon to lay out a new foundation for your new life. You guys have a great night. Take care.